Good evening and welcome to this cozy nighttime home decorating video. I have had my mind set on making this video for a while now because some of my absolute favorite images to save online are actually interiors that are photographed at night. There's just something so magical about these interiors with their warm candle light and soft lamp lighting, and especially just that overall engulfing cozy feeling of these spaces. And as somebody who absolutely loves interiors, after the sun sets is actually one of my favorite times to actually just sit and enjoy my home. So in this video, I wanted to share my top tips when it comes to decorating a warm, cozy home at night. After the sun sets in the evening, we lose that beautiful natural light that quite often is what fills our home throughout the day. And for a lot of people, this is actually the time of day where they go around their home and they turn on their big light. This, as an interior designer, is just something I absolutely hate. I can think of honestly no reason at all to go into any room and turn on the overhead light. Once the sun sets and I have no natural lighting, that is the crucial point for me to go around and turn on all of the lamps in my house instead. Overhead lighting can feel really stark and quite harsh, so if you're opting for multiple lamps in every room, this is actually going to give you that warm, inviting feeling that our natural sunlight was giving us throughout the day. A general rule of thumb here is to have at least 3 lamps per room. I know this feels really excessive, but honestly, as somebody who has at least 3 lamps in every room of my home, I just find this is the softest lamp lighting, and it's also going to be enough light that it actually lights up the entire room. And lamps are just such a fun component of home decor. Not only do they provide light in the room, but they also can act as a piece of furniture or artwork, and it's just really fun to play around with multiple different lamps in different shapes, sizes, and colors. And there's lots of fun ways to also incorporate accent lighting. This could be adding a picture frame light over your artwork, or even opting for smaller can lights behind your larger furniture pieces or even in plants. This is a great way to highlight some of the focal points in your room, and it's really going to help layer different light sources in the space. And then of course, nothing is going to warm up your home like candlelight. If you are really struggling to create that warm and welcoming feeling in your home at night, this is a great place to start. Because candles come in so many different shapes, sizes, and applications, you can really layer them throughout your space, and a room can have multiple different candles burning at one time while still not feeling overlit. And candles aren't just for aesthetics, they truly do bring a sense of peace and calming in your home. So if you're looking to unwind after a long day, lighting a candle can be a great start. When you're decorating your home, color really can set the tone for a space, and I often find in today's day and age, we tend to shy a little bit away from colors, especially darker, moodier tones. However, if you are looking to make your space feel a little cozier and a little more comforting at night, opting for some of these warm, richer tones is really going to amplify that feeling in your home. And while we often select the colors we use throughout our home with daylight in mind, the truth is we really spend majority of our time during the day outside of our home, and we're really enjoying the time we spend in our home when the sun has set and there's less natural light in the space. So with that in mind, I do find when you are selecting colors for your home to not only consider the tones you're using during the daytime, but also consider the tones during night light as well. And if neutrals really are your preference, sometimes steering clear of a really crisp white and opting for more of an off-white or something that has a little bit more of a beige tone to it can really help give the feeling of grounding in your space, and it's not going to feel as stark at night as well. And I do find for most people, incorporating earth tones are a great way to go. These pair so well with neutral colors, and even though it's adding a few different shades in your home, it really just doesn't feel too bright or too much of a contrast if you are working with other neutrals. And this concept also applies to your furniture pieces. Sometimes we can get in the mindset of only selecting matching furniture pieces. I find for so long, lots of people have been incorporating a lot of white furniture pieces in their space. And again, at night, this is going to feel quite stark and it's not going to provide a whole lot of character. If you opt for wooden pieces or pieces that have just a little bit more of a tone or depth to them, this is also going to help provide that feeling of coziness throughout your furniture as well. Layering texture is key when you're trying to create a cozy space. Often we can focus too heavily on one material in our home. This could look like having too many wooden pieces or too many stone pieces. By adding other materials and layering in different textures, this is really what's going to add character and make it feel warmer in the space as well. And a great way to layer texture is actually through textiles. Adding things like area rugs, draperies, and toss cushions are all great ways of making your space feel cozier. And I swear I harp on this in every video, but it is really important to be thinking about honest and authentic materials. So things like wool rugs or linen toss cushions, these are just really going to make an impact in the space. And to take it a step further, you can also focus on layering patterns on these items. This is really what's going to add personality and just create a very inviting feeling in your space. And of course, one of the best textiles to layer in is going to be a throw blanket. This is really what's going to allow you to curl up on your couch with your lamps and your candles and really just enjoy the evening. So many of us fall victim to having furniture that only faces the TV, but I will say if you are trying to maximize comfort and coziness in your home in the evenings, it's actually really nice to create a layout that actually introduces more conversation into the room, especially when you're hosting others at night. Creating more of a conversation zone is really going to make the space feel a little bit more intimate, and it's really going to foster connection throughout your space as well. A great way to achieve this is by adding multiple different seating options in your room. This could be through armchairs or even ottomans are some of my favorites. These types of pieces are really versatile, and it allows you to set up your room into different configurations depending on your needs in the space. Another great way to optimize your space for comfort and connection is actually through the way you style it as well. Incorporating personal trinkets, coffee table books, or even photographs are great ways to connect with your guests in the space, and it's really just going to invite people in to show your personality. This is just such a fun way to style coffee tables, ottomans, or any other ledges and shelves in the room. Creating just a cozy little nook that's jam-packed with personality and character is just the perfect way to finish off a space. And there really are just a few very minor, small touches that are going to take the space over the top, and it really comes down to playing with your senses. For instance, just by adding a subtle bit of background music can really make all the difference when it comes to enjoying your space at night. Personally, I'm a big fan of jazz or just some form of instrumental music that you can have on in the background. This really just allows you to relax. It kind of stops your mind from racing. It just allows you to take pause and really just enjoy your space when you're in it. And of course, scent makes a huge impact in our space. There is just something so inviting about walking into your home and smelling a home-cooked meal or something that's freshly baking in the oven. And short of that, having scented candles or burning incense is another great way to incorporate that element of scent in your space as well. And even when you're hosting and you're done cooking dinner and there's nothing else in the oven that's bringing that nice warm scent to your home, I am a big fan of just throwing on a pot of coffee. This scent is just so welcoming, and I can't think of anybody who doesn't enjoy the scent of coffee brewing. So those are my tips when it comes to creating just a warm, cozy home at night. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips was your favorite. And if you have other ways that you like to enjoy your home at night, definitely let me know there as well. Of course, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you just like spending your time hanging out here with me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.